Morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from Temple of Balance, and I'm here to share with you for our Patreon Healing List event for October 2025. So welcome Janice, welcome Jackie. Lovely to see you both. So today I'm standing, I've got a beautiful piece of yellow cardboard here behind me. So we're going to be doing some creating. Create to regenerate is my motto going into this particular healing event. So my plan is what? I don't really know. I've got some paint pens here, some acrylic pens and some charcoal, and I'm just going to have a play on here. I've got 26 people on the healing list today. So you will all be incorporated into this artwork in some way. Your name, obviously, but I don't know where or when or how. I get this visual in my mind of this seedling, so I'll probably start with that and see where we go. So I'm feeling a great surge of creativity this morning, and I thought this was a great energy to tap into. So we're going to be tapping into our creativity. So hopefully that, well, the creativity, what is that? I feel that our ability to create our life, to create things, whether it be a painting or to just create our life, all comes from the source, which is the creator. So God, Goddess, Great Spirit, the universe, the creator, whatever terminology you like to use. I like to use Great Spirit, but also feel the creator. So if I'm a part of the creator, then the creator has given me the ability to create. So I'm going to be working with that power, if you like, that ability that we all have as offspring from the creator, if that's what we think or believe, then we contain that ability to create within us as well, because we are part of the creator. So it's quite a powerful, very personal, but extremely powerful and deep energy to get into, is this energy of creativity. So I'm hoping to bring that out, to spark that, to reignite that, to regenerate that within us and those on the healing list who may need that today. I've got my smudge stick here, and I've got my healing energy cards, which I think we're going to start with. So let's grab the healing energy cards. Good morning. It's a bit, I don't know. I think it's a bit cloudy today. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I had the kiln on at about 4 o'clock. Then I fell asleep and have not long woken back up. So it's just been a bit of an unsettling night. It also feels like it's getting a bit warmer, like we're certainly in a seasonal change, which is great, transitioning to summer. So the best card the majority of us need now as we we prepare to create. This is probably the scariest part, when we have a blank canvas in our life. Maybe we don't know what we're going to do, what we're going to create, where we're going to go in our life, what we're going to do. So we have potential. I see this, even though I recognize that this is the scariest part for many, and I've done a lot of workshops and classes with people just with art, and a lot of people get stuck on the blank canvas. We get stuck on the blank. What am I going to do with this? And there's so many choices. But I think there's a lot of power in this too, because this gives us potential to go in any direction that we choose. So as the creator, as the creators of our life and the creators of this moment and the creators of this project and this thing and this phase of our life, we have that sort of challenging time where we can really consider all of our options and all of the potentials to decide what we're going to land on. What are we going to commit to? What are we going to start with? That kind of thing. So let's see, the best card to start this journey is this. It's Healing Energy card, deck 1. Good morning, Matt. Welcome. And the card is perfect. It's card 48, called Playfulness. It's in neutral, Neutral here, which is center. It's the crossroads. It's the center point. Down here it says, surrender to the moment. That's what creativity is, or being the creator of things in our life is, surrendering to the moment. Laugh, enjoy life, lift your spirits. Creativity, surrender. Now, what are we surrendering when we create or prepare to create, which is what we're doing now? We are surrendering our fixation on an outcome. Like as an artist, I might have an outcome in mind, but it's more about the journey and the surprises along the way that take me to the end result. And if I don't have a fixed end result in mind, then I can be hopefully and usually pleasantly surprised by where the journey of playing with the paint or the pastel or the clay or whatever it is that I'm creating, like art-wise, and I can be hopefully pleasantly surprised by the outcome. But I don't have an expectation. I'm not starting like this, and I don't have in my mind every little detail mapped out in my mind. That's the end result. So I think one of the key things, probably two key things to release as we prepare to create in our life, to create our life, to create things in our life, is to let go of perfection, that it has to be perfect, and letting go of a fixed outcome, because we don't know what the outcome's going to be. You can be an experienced, a master, expert creator in some way. You could be an expert in building things, although you probably want your building to probably be as planned. But let's say there's something maybe less planned. You could be an expert and still be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. So let's surrender our need for something to be perfect as we create in our life, and let's let go of our need to have a fixed end result as we're flowing with our creativity. When we're building something to a plan, let's say we're building a house, we've got a plan, it's going to turn out, we hope, exactly like the plan. There's probably some adjustments that need to be made along the way, probably not a lot if we've planned it well, and then the end result should reflect the plan. That, even though it has creativity in it, and maybe creativity in the design of the plan, maybe there's a fluidity in the planning process before we take the plan to form, but it sort of feels like you're then following the plan, which is a different path than the creativity path, if that makes sense. It says here, clear your mind. So let's allow our mind to be blank like the blank piece of paper here. Let's clear from our worries, our stresses, our need for something to be perfect, or a need for for us to know what's going to be happening and how it's going to happen and when is it going to happen, these things in our life. I'm not talking about being an artist as such. I'm talking about how this can affect or reflect our life, represent our life. Make time to play and lighten up. So there is a lightening up, lifting our spirits, playing. So a playfulness energy as we play. I want to just get straight into making a mark. So I should have bought some scrap paper up here so I could test my marks before I go. Actually, I'm going to get straight into the charcoal. That would be fun. So the charcoal, let's grab a piece of this out. And I'm just going to have some fun. So I have an idea that I'd like to do a seedling growing, but screw that right now, because now all I see is charcoal circles. So I'm just going to create some charcoal circles here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, hopefully. So I'm just going to have some fun and see where this creating goes. And that would be a good starting point. This is like a target, isn't it? a target, a goal. Where are we going? What are we aiming for? What are our goals moving forward? And if our goals are like the end result, then how can we learn from creating on a blank canvas to trust in the unfolding, to not be too fixated on our end result or on our end goal, but to have the end goal in mind, and we can then make some choices as we go along the way, of things that may even be a better choice that we didn't even realise until we started the path, until we started the journey. So it's always good to be open to a better outcome than we originally thought, and not be too stubborn or fixed in the outcome having to be exactly what we picture in our mind, if we have that picture in our mind. So now from here, I'm going to create a little seedling here. This is growth. This is an opportunity for us to grow and to regenerate ourselves. Coming up out of the dark ground, out of the unknown. They're our roots. And our roots stretch down further than what we see. I'd like to get some charcoal again and just blacken out this area under the ground. This is where things germinate. This is the unconscious, the subconscious. This is the unknown. This is the blank canvas. Under here, in the ground, in the earth, in the darkness, is where the potential exists that we can either ignore or avoid, or we can dive into the depths and see what those dark places in the waters, in the earth, what these dark places can potentially offer us. So this may even be like the ashes that some of us have been in lately. The ashes of our life, the ashes of our past, the burn, maybe we've been burned recently, maybe we're feeling all charred and burned, and from that burn, from that unknown, from that darkness, life sprouts, it ignites. Let's get some pink and bring some love in here. Some love. Whoops, we're having a bleed. Okay, as long as it doesn't drip down my wall, it can drip down the paper. It can drip down the stem. Okay, now I love this pink. I am going to use it because I'm going to start writing people's names up on here. And I'm going to probably add a few names and add a few things because I want to create some more here. But this is just the beginning. And this might be really important for some of us to remember right now. Whoa, it's very close. That this is the beginning. And sometimes it's good to remind ourselves of that. Maybe we've been through a tough time. Maybe we've closed some doors. Maybe we're starting something new. But it feels important. It feels perhaps relevant to some of us that this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the next chapter. This is the beginning of the next phase, the next stage Let's zoom in a little bit now, if it will let me. Won't let me now. I'm going the wrong way, that's why. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get started with some names on here. We're going to get some names. I'm writing it in this pinky rose colour they call metallic red. So this is love. I feel like this is love that's coming in. Love that's coming in, and I'm going to write these first names here around this growth. So we have, first of all, Jackie. Jackie. And I think as I'm writing your name and saying your name, maybe think about how you can work with this creative energy, perhaps a creative surge, this new beginning. How can you bring the energy of the creator? If you're offspring, if we're all offspring of the creator, then we have the ability to create, and we have the ability to create our lives, to create things, to build things, make decisions in our life. So how can we bring this creativity, this creative energy into our lives, perhaps more seriously? Nicki Mohler. You're added. Susan Sonsteng, let's add you up here. And the last one for now, Jane Corlett. Let's add you down here, Jane. Okay, so you're all at the moment around our new seedling here. Now I'm going to gold. Let's go with gold. I want to create this circle here like the sun. So this is strength, this is warmth coming in. And even just using yellow paper. Yellow paper is connected with the solar plexus chakra, so it is strength. Now, I'm not going to be worrying about what's underneath, so I might go over people's names. I'll probably go over other bits that I've done. I just want to have fun and create here. So I'm going over your name, Nicki. And the gold doesn't really stand out that well because we're on yellow paper. But we've got gold. This is like the sun. And the seedling here, the new beginning, is growing right, well, the sun, from what we can see, the sun is right behind this seedling. And then we've got some radiations coming out. So feel the strength in you radiate and glow. Feel it come out of you. Let's add some orange as well. Okay, in the sun. We're going to add some off the arms here of the radiating, the rays of the sun. I feel like I want to add little candle flames. So adding candle flames for you, keeping your light going if you feel that you're ready to give up, and helping, I guess, ignite to your light within you, which is your strength. Okay, let's continue with some names here. We've got Matthew Keith. We're going to add you right in here close to the sun. Matthew. And we've got Chelsea Keith. Chelsea, we're going to put you down here. We've got Christi. Christi, let's put you over the top. Sally Rogers. Sally and Anne-Marie Douglas. There we go. All right, so I've got this good brown in my hand. Let's just bring some groundedness now back into our seedling here. So, oops, something's dripping. Whoops, staining everything here. Okay, just blot this guy out a bit. Anyway, let's keep going down, adding some brown, some nice grounding energy. So this is bringing practicality, realness into the new beginnings, the creativity that we're tapping into now. Now let's change colour and go with what? Magenta. Okay, I'm just going to create some patternings around here. So magenta, this is like a deep love. And I want to say these are feathers. Lightening things up if things have been heavy. Okay, back with the orange in here. This feels like a repetitive pattern, bit tribal, I guess we could say, back to our roots, back to the things that are important, that mean something, the people, the things, the places, the memories, the moments. Okay, and back with the pink, I'm just going to add some hearts in here so that we can really remember and feel the love that's around us, the love that's there. Maybe we're not seeing it the way we hoped we'd see it, but it's still there. And in fact, let's expand this love out from the center of this sun, spiraling out and spiraling around into the rays of the sun. Spiraling that strength and love out into our lives. Okay, let's continue with our people. So we're now down to Allison. Allison here. We have Angela Fraser. And I feel like I'm just going to go around this circle at the moment. Angela Fraser, we've got Joanne Monroe. Next is Priscilla Kimboko. I'm going to have to be writing upside down. Kimboko, we've got Rebecca Ross. Let's get on here, Rebecca Ross, and Suzie Nicholls. I'm going to go until we have this area full. And a sheep no more. That'll do it. A sheep no more. Okay, that's our circle. So that takes us up to here. Now what? Now what I'd like to do is with charcoal is some vines around here. For some reason, up from the roots and twisting vines. Maybe like vines or a serpent. The serpent energy's certainly been strong lately. So, but I'm still feeling this is vines. So I'm just adding some little leaves off here. What are vines? We can get tangled in the vines. So let's be careful we're not being tangled up. But instead, let's see if we can use the vines to grow, to become better versions of ourselves. To regenerate, to heal, to improve, to change. To slow down. And to grow. To let go and allow ourselves to grow, to move forward, to move on, and surround ourselves with growth, with life, because growth is life. But we can get tangled in the growth. We can get tangled up in the complications. So let's make sure we keep weeding, getting the weeds out that we're feeling tangled and choked by in our life, and choose the plants that nourish and the plants that grow and the plants that resonate with who we are at the moment and what we're going through. Okay, let's go to our orange and we'll keep going down our list. Avril Daly. Okay, we're going to pop you down here, Avril. We have Janice Chalmers. Janice, you're down here. I love this orange on here. It's so vibrant. So it feels like a boldness. There's a boldness in this orange, inspiring us all, and especially if your name's been written in the orange, inspiring us to be bold, be daring, to step out of our comfort zone. Joanna Levine, let's put you up here. Kathleen Glen. Michele Burch. Nicole Wiggins. Oh, we'll put you down here on the ground, Nicole. Grounding. Pamela Florea. Rayna Ortiz. And I'm just going to keep going now. I've only got 2 people left. Robin Hippler. That's a good spot for you, Robin, right here in this little pocket. And last person on my list is Teala Smith. Where will we put you? We'll put you in this little pocket. Here, Teala. So that's all the people on our healing list. Now I'm just going to go through, I'd like to go through the gold. It doesn't really stand out. Oh yeah, because I'm on yellow paper. So let's use, well, I'm going to use a different shade of orange. And I'm just going to add a few spirals around the place. Spirals are also about growth, but spirals are also about our path and expanding, growing, improving as we walk our path as best as we can. So learning from the mistakes we've made, learning from our challenges, diving into the successes or the opportunities. So I'm going to do some spirals, and I'm just going to play with some spirals here. Expansion, expanding out, becoming more of who we are or who we could be. I love it that it's picking up some of the charcoal. So we have this sort of burnt, at the beginning of most of the spirals here, is like just this burnt little charred part. So it's like a charred part of us, the challenges and difficulties we go through, and that we may start from there, but we can expand from there too, and we can expand and we can clear that kind of stuff that weighs us down, that burns us. So at the beginning, the charcoal's there, and then as we expand and grow, the charcoal is gone. The charred parts are removed and released. So what I'm feeling from this now, it feels busy. It feels like there's a lot of growth and a lot of movement in this particular drawing. There's a lot of strength, especially with the yellow paper. And the sprout here coming up from the ground. So it has a nice solid foundation, if you like. It's not airy-fairy. It feels like it's anchored in reality, anchored in the earth, anchored in the reality of things and the practicality of things. So it's not just dreamy, it's anchored in. So making sure that our decisions and choices in our life are anchored, are pinned to something that's real and not lost in fantasy land. So it feels also too, I'm drawn to this central point here. So it feels like there is a center. And even though it feels busy and there's a lot going on here, there's a lot of movement, there is still a clear center point, that all this radiates out from. And that this new beginning that we have sprouted or that we're contemplating in our life is growing for that central place, because this is the place, this is the heart of things. This is the place where we would perhaps find best to expand and grow from, rather than in fantasy land. So this is all grounded, it's connected to the earth, it's connected and grounded into our body. So that's that. Let's do some smudging. And I'll just leave that on there for now. Just going to do some smudging just to help support the clearing away, the further clearing away of things that are in our way at the moment, or that are affecting our growth, our strength, our ability to create, our ability to regenerate, or to expand, whatever is appropriate for us. So nice big breath as we ask this sacred smoke to wash over our bodies and our life and our mind, and to carry away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks and attachments, as we give ourselves permission to let go, to surrender. and to keep going. So we also use this opportunity to call forward our loved ones in spirit, our ancestors, the Great Spirit, our God or Goddess, the Creator, the universe, God, whatever you like to call the Creator. We also call forward, so our loved ones, our spirit guides, our masters, our angels, and all beings of the light to come forward and help support us now, support and protect, and help us heal the things that we're struggling to change, because healing is change. So what are we struggling to change that we're struggling to heal? We ask for clarity on that so that we can see clearly what we need to change or what we need to heal, and what we might be able to do about orchestrating that. We also ask that we stay nice and connected to the earth beneath us, connected to the universe above us, and bring both of those energies above and below into our body and into our hearts. We ask that our body remains a clear channel for spirit, but also a clear channel for health and safety and nourishment. We also request that anyone who's around us in our life who does not align with our highest truth, who has agendas or intentions that may not align with who we are, that we ask them to leave our space, and we only align with people and situations that do align with our highest truth. And so it is. Let's courageously stand like this is us here now. We're standing here like this sprout, standing here as if our feet were down. Let's see if I can draw it. I've got some black here. Let's see what the black's going to do. Geez, I'll burn the floor in a minute. I've already coloured it. Okay, so we'll see if we can just put some little feet here of some sort. So this is our feet, our legs, let's say our torso, or our buttocks, our torso here. Then what we'll do, arms outstretched because we're open and we're willing and we're welcoming. And then up here is our head. We've got a leaf head at the moment. So something like that. This is our figure, this is our form, this is our body. We are the sprout, we are the stem, we are the plant growing. We have become it as we stand here willing to grow, connected to the ground. And so let's imagine standing here, strong, straight, tall, grounded and rooted, and tapped into the source, tapped into center, tapped into the source of things, the source of life, to the expansion, to the possibility, to the universe itself, to life itself. And with open arms, we welcome this connection. We welcome this alignment and this growth that is before us. And we know that we're ready because we're here right now and we're hearing this. And if we're hearing this and it's touching us and it speaks to us personally, then we know even deeper that we are ready. Because if we weren't ready, we wouldn't even be doing this. We'd be doing something else. So we are ready. This moment is right for us to take back our what? To take back our ability to create the life that we would like to live, the life that the life that nourishes us, the life that supports us, the life that's healthy for us, the life that feeds us, the life that nourishes us. We are reminded that we are the creator of that life. So what do we need to change, close, end, remove, start, choose, change? What do we need to do to step in that direction now. And the direction is not necessarily stepping across, like on the horizontal on our path. This is maybe a step in commitment to spirit, step in commitment to the center of things, to the heart of things, to the source of things, to life itself, to the things that matter. Our commitment to those things is the starting step, the step that goes up, the step that goes in, the starting step, the pivotal moment that then we can take steps with our feet and our legs along our path in our life and make some key changes and some key choices to make some key action that's required. So we are ready to grow. And I'm intrigued by this other second leaf, because what is it? It feels like it's a potential that extends from us, like an unknown element that exists within us that perhaps we don't know about. Maybe we do. It could be something we're interested in. It could be something we carry around with us, but it feels like a toolkit or a tool bag, something that has made us who we are. It could be all of our experiences from the past that we keep like a vault within us that can feed us somehow. So it feels like a really positive thing, but it intrigues me. It's like a little tail of a leaf here, but it's like a vault. So in that vault is all our wisdom that we've stored, all the experiences that we've resolved, the skills that we've developed and learned. So that's that I'm feeling, and now I'm going to zoom out and grab another card. So hello if you just joined in, and welcome. So let's grab a card. I don't usually stand up and do these things, although I did do that last month. And we've got some seeds sprouting already. We've had a nice bit of rain, stacks of wind, and the sun is warming up. So the seeds are happy. They're growing. In fact, they're probably about like this, which is funny. After our planting the seeds last month, now we're connecting with the sprouting of those seeds this month, which I didn't realize till just then. That's very cool. All right, so I'm pulling a card now to go. What do we need to know for what's next? How can we carry this energy through in our life? I might take a photo of this too and put it on our Pillar of Light in our private Facebook group, so for members to see and connect with if you like. So I'll do that when I've finished here. But what do we need to know for what's next? So how can we carry whatever we've received, that whatever's spoken personally to us, how can we carry that through into our life? So the best card for what's next is this Healing Energy card, deck 2, and we have Being Resistless. This came up for someone yesterday. I can't remember who, when I was doing the other healing event. Being Resistless, it's card 83. It's in the action category. It says release resistance, fear and anxiety. Basically anything that's stopping you from proceeding. Now this is actually probably really on point with what I've been talking about here and what we've been doing. So this is releasing that resistance. The resistance is like a wall, a part of us that's trying to talk us out of doing something. I found in my experience in life is that the louder the resistance, the more important it is whatever's on the other side. So if I listen to that resistance and I then say, oh no, I'm not going to do this because I'm feeling resistant to do so, I don't want to do it, or I'm not ready to do it, or I don't think I can do it, so I talk myself out of it and then I cancel or whatever. Anytime I've actually pushed through that resistance, and if the resistance is really loud, it shows that there's actually something really amazing on the other side. Because the resistance is that little voice in us that wants to keep us small. So it wants to keep us small, it wants to keep us suffering, keep us wounded, keep us held back. So when something potentially freeing and expanding and amazing presents itself, we may even create the opportunity, but let's say something presents itself, that little part of us that wants to keep us small will try and do everything it can to talk us out of doing that thing. So it could be fear, anxiety that comes up, but it's usually a resistance. Like, I'm feeling really resistant to doing this. For some reason, I don't want to do it, or I'm scared to do it. But sometimes we feel that and we know we've got to do it anyway. But I find that resistance is key for me, because if it's loud, I know that if I ignore the resistance and build my strength to overcome it, something amazing always presents itself on the other side. So I really try not to let my resistance win out, because I know that is that wounded part of me that's trying to keep me small. So be aware if you're feeling resistance or fear or anxiety about something about the future, something moving forward, or a decision or a change that you've been contemplating. It might have been at the back of your mind, but there's probably you might even have a push-pull, because that comes up too with resistance. We might have this, like a pull from our heart, that I want to do this, but I don't want to do it at the same time. Or I want to do this, but I'm petrified at the same time. And that's fine, as long as we can move forward and do it and feel the fear and go forward. Because the fear, the resistance, even the anxiety wants to keep us small. It wants to stop us from doing something that can potentially free us. So let's release the resistance, the fear, the anxiety, and go for it. This is our sign to go for it. It is safe for you to proceed. So sometimes we feel resistance or fear because we're feeling unsafe or not capable, or we won't have the resources, or we might hurt someone. So we might have to recognize what that little voice is saying and then counter that with some positive affirmation, let's say, like, it is safe for me to proceed. I am going to be okay. This person is going to be okay. I do have the resources I need to make this happen, or whatever might be appropriate. It says to trust in the unfolding, which is what we do as we are the creators. We trust in the unfolding. We play in the journey rather than fixate on a specific outcome. Be surprised. That's the release of expectations. Because if we don't have expectations, then we're not going to feel disappointed, and instead we can be surprised as we go. If we have an expectation for an end result and it doesn't happen, then we get disappointed. So let's allow ourselves to be surprised along the way, like we're creating something. We're creating this chapter of our life. Don't hesitate, and summon your courage, especially if you feel scared. The best way to overcome that fear, obviously we don't want to be going into something that's going to affect our survival. We don't want to walk in front of traffic, so that fear is obviously necessary. But if it's fear about some sort of change, then the best way to overcome the fear, I don't find releasing it helps. Like, I can't easily release fear because fear's there and it just gets louder. So the best way for me to work with fear is to build my strength. And sometimes it is strengthening my body. So I might be exercising more or strength building my body, doing things that strengthen me. Because if I'm feeling weakened, the fear is going to really take over. So I need to feel strong, so that if I've got this level of fear, and I need to get my strength up higher than that level of fear, so that my strength wins out and I'm going to move forward, whether I feel the fear or not. So we feel the fear, but hopefully the strength that we feel, the courage, is louder than the fear that we're feeling. So summon your courage. We are ready to make this change, to step forward on our path and step into the unknown, but also to step into the light. The light will reveal whatever is in the unknown. So maybe we're stepping towards the light. The light is what? The light is truth. The light is life. The light is things revealed. The light is clear. It shows things. It's under the spotlight. We can see and experience these things that are in the light. So let's move towards the light courageously and see what happens. Being resistless, the absence of resistance. So thanks so much for connecting. Thanks for your support. I trust this has supported you and helped you in some way. I will be back again at the end of November for our next Healing List event. If you would like to be a part of that, please have a look at the link in the video description. If you'd like to become or renew or continue as a patron or a Pillar of Light member. So thank you for your support, and enjoy the rest of your month, which is not much of it left. It's the 31st here, and I'll see you again soon. Take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.